What's going on, Omen fans? And we're gonna take a look at Gabriel. Pretty much Omen take on, well, in essence, Omen Ryu. Interestingly, like, aside from just being one of the face characters, one of the lead characters in the series, does have some likenesses to Shoto's that we'll cover as we go along. But let's say most of the time, for me, I'm not sure if any of you have watched my other videos about, well, I don't think I've talked about this much in other videos, but most of the time, like, I very rarely like the main protagonist of games. It's a very rare occasion, but I actually like Gabriel a whole bunch. Like, I've been playing more of him than I think any other character. So let's just get into it. His walk speed is actually average, not really bad actually. Has a pretty, his forward dash is not all that great in my opinion. Gets him a little bit of distance forward, but I mean, it's not like Telesa's or, I'm trying to think who else has a good forward dash. I think it's Caleb that had a good forward dash. His run also is pretty average. Almost about the same speed as his walk speed. Walking forward, that is. His jump, fairly decent jump. Movement, like I said, for a face character, like I said, for the Ryu of this game, it's kind of well balanced. He's pretty average. Not too bad, not excellent either. Okay, so normals is standing jab. Decent button, decent jab. Being that the only other characters I play are Telesa and Adam, I'm kind of comparing in my mind to those characters. But his jab is actually, I just keep thinking of Adam's jab, like, it's much better than Adam's jab. Can chain this 3 times, I think, up close, at the very most. Yeah. Can special cancel, but I think in that case, since they get pushed back so much, you would want to go into his projectile. And that's even too slow. Yeah. Okay, I'm wrong. Either that or I'm not being fast enough. Not trigger because that projectile hits 3 times, as you can see. Jumping ahead as I usually do, but his jab is actually not that bad. His standing fierce. Kind of interesting because it actually, one of the few normals I've actually seen pull someone closer to them actually. This I know is special cancelable. Host of confirms you can get from this, like a whole bunch. Try not to jump too far into that. Well, I'm gonna have to if I'm gonna show you something special cancelable or not. Yeah. And has slightly deceptive range because it looks fairly short, but it's catching her right there. Like, it doesn't even look like that reaches that far, but it actually does. Let's see. You can go into his beam. Can combo into his quake. And like, probably the better cancelable button than his jab, obviously. Pardon my random jabber, that's like how I would personify the sound of loading information inside of my brain. His kicks. Standing short, standing light kick. Not bad, actually. Once again, it's a little shorter. Not bad for a light kick. At the same time, I just feel like in neutral, it's not really, As you can see, you can change, like, well, I think that's a link actually. it's a link as opposed to stuff like that, you know. So it is, you can link it into his jab. Let me put counter hit on. See if you can get a stand fierce from it. Enable it.
Counter, 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 calls. Counter, 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 counter.
Doesn't seem like it. Disable, please. And I kind of jumped ahead of myself there, but I did have to hit that very button to get out of the menu. His light kick is not too bad. Regular old light kick, but his stand roundhouse is actually pretty unique. Hits twice, and from a distance, the second hit can catch someone from afar. If you want to save blue bar, you'll have to cancel from the first hit, because if you do it from both, it will be a both cancel, as you can see. So be wary of that if you're trying to save some fortune, basically. Also, not fortune, but his standing roundhouse, his standing heavy kick is actually one of my favorite buttons to cancel into blessed mode from. You can go into something like that. That's like actually one of my favorite buttons. Like, his stand fierce is good too, but it's just a personal favorite of mine. Very good button. Like I said, unlike certain other moves, like the second hit will still come out even when the first one whiffs. Really nice for poking, and then it's like you get that last hit. But just keep in mind, of course, in order to get like a heavy punish from that, you will be burning some blue bar, because it is a bold cancel. That's pretty much it for his regular standing normals. We go into his jumping normals. His jump jab is decent in air, pretty decent in air terry. Let me see before I get started. As you remember, you may recall with the Caleb and the Talessa tutorial, the normals change. As far as the air normals change depending on what type of jump it was, a forward, a back, or a neutral. In this case, it's the same, all three ways, backward, forward. Like I said, air to airing, it's okay. With most other air to airs, I would recommend jumping backward with this one though. Nice little restand. And I think you can jump in with this and like start a combo. Nah, I don't think so. Yeah, so just use this for air to airs. Use it for air to airs. Don't jump in with this, because I mean he has better buttons to jump in with. Jump fierce has I think a little bit more range than his jump jab. I think actually when it comes to air to airing, Gabriel's a little bit more at advantage here, just because of his hitbox, the way it's like oddly shaped, as opposed to like, you know, there's doing this and then, you know, cause let's have her jump. Like most air to air jump fierces, this is a knockdown, so and it hits a little far too. Let me see. Not super far, but just a little farther than it looks. Because it looks like it would just hit under him, but it gets a little bit in front of him, like maybe from this range. And seeing Gabriel's specials, you might be able to sneak a little something in there. but more so if you jump forward. Not bad. Stands. Jumping light kick. I think that's his only cross up. Ah. Yeah. Okay, maybe. Okay, I was wrong again. It's been a minute since I actually played Gabriel. I'm playing a whole lot more Talessa recently, actually. There's one time I hit her and I crossed over, but yeah. This is actually not that bad when it comes to anti-air. I mean, air-to-airing either. Although I think his fierce is actually a little bit better. Kind of looks like one of DJ from Street Fighter's buttons, like one of his kicks. I forgot which one. It's been so long since I played that game. Jump roundhouse is your actual jump in button, as you can see. Actually has quite the vertical range, as you can see. Dang it. I wonder. Okay. That doesn't cross up. Okay. But that's his ideal jump-in button. You can actually just go straight into like one of his specials, honestly, instead of just doing like something like that, which I think didn't even really combo. And that's basically it for his jump normals. Like I said, most of them are kind of good for air-to-airing. Other than that, there's not really too much going on. His crouching normals. I jumped straight to crouch fierce, so let me do something unorthodox and just start with that one. As you can see, it's probably his ideal anti-air. You can get a juggle off of this as well. Fairly easy juggles too. Jump forward. Let me stay still because you saw him walking back a little bit. Pretty good for just catching someone jumping in front of him. And like I mentioned, you can get juggles with this as well. Albeit with that one, time it. Ah, crap. There we go. Just jumping ahead. I'm trying to see how much. So a little bit above his head is as far as it'll get, but you'll have to also have your timing down as well, because that time she cleared me. That's actually a really good button. It's actually a really good anti-air button. Crouch and jab. Actually a little better suited for combos than the stand jab. You can chain it twice. And actually for some reason. Okay, I was just garbage earlier. I couldn't even get like 2 of those jabs into one. But oh yes, crouch and jab. Very much like a standing jab. It reaches a little bit further. Actually, I take that back. It's his stand jab that's a little further up. I don't know why I mixed it up. I'm sorry. His crouching light kick actually, in my opinion, looks like a Shoto, like a regular Shoto crouching medium kick. Those of you that play Street Fighter know what I'm talking about. That's what it looks like to me. It looks like a Shoto low forward. And it has hella range. You can cancel it into that. Like whatever it is you want to pick to cancel into, it can do it. The only thing I think it can't is from certain distances his little ground pound. But yeah, his crouching light kick looks very much like a Shoto low forward. The range, the animation even is very close. Same utility. His sweep has shorter range than his low forward. Here I am about to call it a low forward. His crouching light kick has a little less range. Of course, gets a knockdown. Not much really to say. It's kind of a run-of-the-mill sweep. And running normals. Running normals. His running jab, I think, is overhead. Let me have her block low just to make sure, because you know sometimes animations can suggest one thing, but the system says another. Yep, that's an overhead. I've thrown it out a couple of times, but it actually mirrors his command normal overhead, albeit it's a little bit faster. Actually, much faster. I've never tried this with counter hit. I think maybe with counter hit you can continue. I don't think you can. Actually, you can. There you go.
Counter. 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 Counter.
Seems like only his jabs will do so after it.
Counter. Counter.
And his crouching jab. So standing crouching jab after landing that can work pretty well. Stand, get rid of that. And there's something else I forgot to get rid of, and that was counter hit. I say it's a nice little button to sneak someone with. Especially like when you do, because see, that's his regular one, and then it's like you change that one up with this one. Really nifty button. It's interesting because his running heavy actually mirrors the follow-up attack to his shoulder attack. That's the follow-up attack from his little elbow charge, his little shoulder charge. Charging star without the shield, basically. And the thing about it is, it actually reaches pretty far. Like, you could maybe, like, I could stop super early and it'll still tag her. Nice little surprise move. Just be wary throwing it out, because if it is blocked, you will freaking get punished heavily. His crouch. Let me restart. I'm restarting just mostly because I don't want the doomed to get in my way. His running light kick is a very sneaky move. It's a slide that I think hits low. Yep. But seeing all the tools that Gabriel has, like his projectiles and like those that very fast overhead running light punch, you can find ways to sneak in that really slick and that very fast running light kick. One of my favorite things to do with it, let me well, let me cut it off right quick, and then I'll see if I can apply it, like with a guard. But notice how the hit stun, like when I hit her, it only kind of lasts for like a little bit of a very quick second, maybe half a second. One thing I like to do whenever I land this move, go into a tick throw, because it's like, it's like they're not expecting it. It's like, and if you can like apply that very slyly in your offense, it'll catch them off guard. Let me try out by having her block it. Yeah. Like it's a tick throw setup. It's a nice little slick tick throw setup. Yeah. Dang it. Let me see. Let me see if I can get the situation. Let me see if I can show it. I'm funny with an AI. Ooh.
Counter. Counter.
Dang it. Caught me with an overhead. Nah, I don't think I'm not going to take any chances with the AI. I'm begging you, A1 Games, please put a dummy record in this game. I'm not going to harass them anymore, because I'm pretty sure they're on it. They got a whole bunch of other bugs to fix up. But, like I said, it's a nice little slick setup. Like I said, it's a very sly button. His running roundhouse, his running heavy kick, he kicks up some dirt. It's a two-hitter, just like his his regular standing heavy kick. Let me have her. Oh, she is stand guard. Oh no, she's stand guard that right quick, cause it's 2 hits. Okay, so it's a low. I actually thought that hit mid. Interestingly. No guard. And despite the animation, he's not like Cody. I don't think the dust that sweeps up from him kicking counts as a projectile. But what you will get, of course, is the big boot of the second hit landing. But just to give you an idea, like the little rocks and the dirty kicks up, those don't hit a thing. Yeah, I know. I was disappointed too when I saw it. I am so sorry. Let's see. That's basically it for his running normals. Command normals. I've already done one of them, which is his overhead. Actually hits from super far away because he lunges forward a little bit. Like I think from maybe here it'll still hit. Yeah, like it has some hella range on it. It's a little slow compared to, of course, the little running light jab, like this one, of course. But if you can, in neutral, if you can sneak this in, by all means, try it. Because it's got some range. I don't think any lows will hit him once he's in the air either. I don't think so. Like I said, everything I said about that move, far as like applying it, like I'm pretty sure you can do much of the same hit confirms if you counter hit, get a counter hit with that normal. Oh yeah, forward heavy punch. I always see that button as a good one, cause his far as regular normals, I feel like his jab is going to be mostly used for punishing, if they're up close, that is. But you would use this for whenever someone's at a range that you want to punish them, where jab won't hit. So use this for whenever someone's a little further out where this won't reach, basically. Because as you can see, and like I said, You can see that's not catching, but that'll catch. Am I forgetting anything with him as far as command normals? I'm gonna go to the cheat sheet. Oh, his forward light kick. Actually a nice little poke. It's special cancelable as well. Good for pressuring. Also something that you can probably catch a whiff punish with or two. Like a lot of his buttons, a lot of his normals, like his crouching light punch. And this, roughly any button. But I feel like those are the go-tos if you want to catch any whiff punishes. Also, like with that particular normal, his forward light kick also gets him a little bit of a distance. Crap. Like you see me canceling into beams, so that's another button you can possibly use where some of his regular stuff won't reach. Also good for punishing if you want to save your fortune or if you don't have enough fortune. Alright. That's basically it for his command normals. Now let's get into his specials that I've kind of sprinkled in here and there. Let's look at his projectile game. Of course, you have his light punch, quarter circle forward, his quarter circle forward projectile. As you see, it has about mid-range. Goes about mid-range there. See from this distance it'll fizzle out. Unlike, of course, this heavy projectile, it's a little slower than his light one, but as you see, it hits 3 times and results in a knockdown. His projectile game is actually fairly good. Interestingly, of course, there's a little Shoto element to him again. But just keep in mind that there are certain characters that can pretty much bypass his projectiles easily. Zafkiel, interestingly, being one of them, as she can just run under them. Like she has like that little stereotypical Naruto ninja run where she's very low to the ground, where she can dash like right under his projectiles. And as you saw in our video on Caleb, yeah, so much like it is with projectile games, is like the beams you throw are just as important as the ones you don't throw. The EX version has him pretty much throwing out one of each. I would apply that in combos, albeit that's pretty much, yeah, that's the only time I would see that being useful, unless you're like in a fireball war, you want to throw someone off. Let's see. So let's get to his charging star without the shield. His elbow charge. Has a follow up to it. Gonna be your main transitional move when you're going into a combo. Nice for corner carry. Let's see. Fortune damage on that's 28. Yeah. 28. Looking at some numbers right quick to do like a little comparison, compare and contrast. Because I think the thing with his strong version is that it does more fortune damage than his light one. That one did ones across the board, 111 fortune damage. Okay, it did about the same fortune damage. Dang it. Okay, they travel like, I drew a blank there, I'm so sorry, but the light and heavy versions travel a different distance, as you can see. Let me do it like this. Like, this is how far the light one hits. I'm like right there at the foot of the logo. Or at least right under the logo, there in the middle. Here's the heavy version. And it in front. Because it always kind of racked my mind. I got lost there because when I was trying to figure out the difference between them, I couldn't find much of a difference in the numbers, but then I just realized it was distance again. And with punch, you can follow these up. You can do something like that, like a surprise.
Doom is upon you.
Love that voice, Talessa. The EX version is going to be your ideal reversal because there's armor on it. I'll let the AI go wild and see if I can show. Got a counter hit. See if she can knock me down. Get my meter back. Thank you. Crap. Come on. Knock me down again. As you can see, I'm getting counters like as well. I'm getting punishes.
Counter.
There you go. There you go. So yeah, the meter burn version is going to be your ideal reversal. But seeing that Gabriel, I'm pretty sure he gets a lot of play, and I mean everybody kind of played the character since it was him and Zalkia when it came to the first demo. Everybody knows that you can pretty much neutral jump or just jump right over him whenever he does that. So just be wary of throwing it out there mindlessly. People will be waiting for it, just like everybody waits for DPs from all the Shotos in Street Fighter. And there's his ground pound. You can combo this, albeit it would be from something like his stand heavy punch that pulls someone towards him. Just so you know. Ooh, snap! That didn't combo. Oh, did it? Okay, so there's 4 hits on it. Yeah, okay, there we go. I just made sure. But and the only other cases I see you comboing with this is in the corner, like. I did it too late, but you get the picture.
Fate calls.
What? I think this also does anti-air, albeit it's so slow. I don't really prefer it. I mean, his crouch fierce is a whole lot better. No player 2, because that's one of the bugs they have to fix. You can get a bit of a juggle after that, but just be wary. you will be burning some bar. I guess unlike his Crouching Fierce, that will catch anybody that jumps over him. Yeah. That's the light version, and that's the heavy version that has 4 hits. EX version. Does pretty much the most damage out of all of them. Let me see if there's any other. Wonder if it has like armor on it by chance.
Counter. Counter.
That's one reason I don't like it as an anti-air, because someone can jump in front of you. Not to mention it hits all around him, so it's not really gonna clip anybody. See how that is? And then it's like with that one, you have so many setups from it. Dummy stand. I said stand, don't jab me. How is this ground pound? I'm missing something. Oh, his little crescent kick. This is an overhead from what I understand, just to make sure. She's set to crouch guard, so yeah. As you can see, the difference is in the distance. That's the light version, which I guess would be kind of good for block strings maybe, like if you don't want to hit anyone with this overhead, try for this one. The heavy one is actually pretty phenomenal because of that. If you land that one and it's not even a counter hit, you can go into his fierce. I did crouch fierce that time, cancel into that. I think I can't do stand fierce. I think it's too slow. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's too slow. You can go into stand roundhouse. Not that though. It's like you go into this button but not the other, basically. But yeah, if you can land that, you can get some phenomenal damage. There is no EX version of that because quarter circle forward EX is his beams. So yeah, look at the cheat sheet. Is there anything I'm missing? Nope. Okay. Hit pretty good there. Didn't forget anything this time because I felt really bad about forgetting that little tiny bit in the Adam video. So we're gonna get into supers. Let me make sure everything is together. You know what? Yeah. Alright, so I'm gonna do guard all. Let's go into his projectile beam super.
It's over.
I have her guarding everything. Some of y'all are probably like rolling your eyes like, yeah, I play this game. I know they're unblockable. Okay. But for those of you that don't know, yeah,
It's over.
that is an unblockable. Now it's, course comes with a very, very, very long startup, which can easily be reacted to in one way or another, so don't take it, I mean, y'all get the picture, most of you do, but don't take it as like something that's deliberately broken. Like, even for somebody that's turtling a bunch, I wouldn't recommend throwing this out, because once he does this, he has to commit. Now, the beauty of it, though, is he has another version of it that fires upward. Now, that one is blockable, as you can see there, but it's meant to anti-air people, as you see as it shoots up from an angle. So in most cases, like if you get a knockdown, or if you just want to scare someone, you kind of have a mix-up. Because granted, of course, that version is blockable if you're close enough and someone's on the ground. I mean, why would you even be doing it from here? Like, why would you even be doing it? Like, you can't combo into it. It's too slow. It's like around here, when you're at like a distance, you have kind of a guessing game you can force. Like, and you have a way to knock her down, like knock your opponents down from a distance with this. Albeit it might be your only one, but it's like, after that, that's when you can kind of set up shenanigans. See, it's like from there, it's like they're gonna have to guess. If you know they're like, think somebody's gonna jump. Well, like I said, you have to be at like a distance here to make that happen, and you have to condition them into jumping over your offense. And like I said, same thing with that. Same thing with his regular projectiles. Zofkiel can run right under them, and I mean, especially seeing that Zofkiel's run is extremely good. Like, she could see this if you don't like have her set up, like if you don't have her scared, if you don't have her knocked down or getting up from a knockdown, then she'll eat that alive with one thing or another. But yeah, like that's pretty much the how-to when it comes to that particular super. You have a 50-50 mix-up, in essence, if you can set it up. And, of course, assuming it is the right opponent. Like I say, honestly, with Zofkiel, I'd probably... you'd have to scare Zofkiel into being defensive or guessing at that point, which... I wouldn't take the risk. I'd be using meter on other stuff, to be honest. Possibly, more than likely, his... reversal. More so that. Let's see. What else? Is level 3. Is level 3. I did it again. As much as I hate saying level 3, I did it again. His ultimate. Doesn't look bad. But yeah, his ultimate has DP-ish type of range, like it won't hit from afar, like you have to be incredibly close despite the animation. Like I'm gonna get, like you saw how that was like right in front of him. I'm gonna try it again. That's how close you have to be. Like granted it's not like grappler close, but close nevertheless. It's not bad for a nice little surprise ultimate, but I mean, just get in mind, just take it into mind that you're putting a full bar on the line for a very desperate guess. I mean, hey, as scrubby as I'm making that sound right now, some people will still fall for it, believe me. In any cases, then, if you're positioned well, you can combo into it. But, I mean, let's see. Have something like that. You can do it from this and get my meter back. Give me my meter, man.
Die, monster. The rage in my blood is sated.
Rage in my blood is sated.
I got it. 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 Back away. I got it. It's over. Look.
That'd be funny.
I got it. I got it. Die, monster. I got it. I got it. I got it. I got it. Die, monster.
You have that.
The rage in
Oh yeah, like I said, it's a pretty flexible little ultimate. What it lacks in range, it lacks in many different ways that you can cancel into it. It's pretty much Gabriel in a nutshell. I don't know why I still have her jumping. Yeah, comboing with Gabriel, as you've probably seen, is fairly easy, seeing that he has many different ways to combo into a lot of different things. You know, of course, your transitional moves are going to be things along the lines of this here. You know, do this. Remember, do that on the first hit if you want to save blue bar, because if it's both,
Hate calls.
doomed. I don't think so.
Blessed.
Ah, crap.
Doomed.
You're the foul.
Dang it.
Die, monster.
I just did that earlier. I don't know why I'm repeating it, but another unique hit confirm he has, which doesn't really involve, well, it does involve a bolt cancel. Actually, one of my favorite ones that I've seen. Let me see. Yeah. You just dang it. Ah, crap. I love that hit confirm so much. Pushes them all the way across the screen. Take a little bit of damage on the end. There's that.
Doomed.
Well, yeah. That's Gabriel in a nutshell. Like I said, fairly decent character. Nice for beginners to pick up, and his neutral game is actually pretty good. A little bit above average, but it's not matching up to someone like Arctorius, of course. Like I say, he's also going to be one of those characters that's going to burn a whole lot of bar. Like I said, especially given how good of a confirm you get off of these right here. But I mean, with practice, you'll learn how to manage your fate and fortune. Your fortune, more so. And of course, his reversal game is not... It's not bad, but it's not good either. Like I said, this is fairly easy to jump over and to avoid. I mean, you could jump over it, you could block it. But it's more so the fact that you're gonna need meter for it to be at its best, because with any other versions of that move, the light and the medium versions, you can like simply get jabbed out of it. So keep that in mind. But yeah, that's gonna be it for Gabriel. Thank you all for tuning in. I'm glad you all are enjoying the tutorials that me and Smile have been doing. Speaking of Smile, special shout outs to him. He'll be back with us next time around, I think, doing Zafkiel and possibly also Imhotep, because we played some casual matches and got kind of a instantly like became a little bit more interested in Imhotep. So be on the lookout for that. Check out any other videos on the channel then. Special shouts out to everybody here. Shouts out to A1 Games for making this game and staying on top of it, even though there's a lot of stuff to patch up. And yeah, that's basically it. I will catch you all next time.